I just recently moved there.
He's from Colorado.
Originally from Colorado.
He's from Colorado Springs. Yeah, he knows where that's at.
Been there once. I've heard of it, never been to that one, but I've been to it.
Yeah. Yeah.
She was happy.
Wow, yeah. Yeah. There you go. Yeah.
It was like every time I got out of the chair, she was following, she was saying, be seated.
Hello, I want to welcome everyone who traveled for a ways, at least a couple of hours. Most of us are from the city. I want you to feel welcome. We're going to have a little bit of a, I'm going to welcome you and then we'll have a song. And then after the song, I'll read Mom's obituary. If I can make it through, so please bear with me. And then after the obituary, we'll have another song. And then we're going to offer the podium up here for anyone who wants to give a story about Mom and how she touched their lives. And feel free. It's no obligation, but if you would like to, we would truly enjoy it. Because I know a lot of us share a lot of the same stories. So, there you go. Priscilla Nichols, 90, formerly of Elk City, Oklahoma, was born on April 6, 1934 in Hutchinson, Kansas. She is the daughter of Forrest Raymond and Elsie Mae Bright of Statesman. Priscilla passed away peacefully on Thursday, August 15, 2024, at her home in Oklahoma City. She married her best friend, Donald Carter Nichols, on August 17, 1957, in Hutchinson, Kansas. He preceded her in death on September 18, 2020. Priscilla worked as a bookkeeper at Western Seamless Guttering with her husband, Don. Priscilla enjoyed sewing, cooking, being a homemaker, working with the vegetables and flowers in her garden, and just being involved in her children's lives. She was even a member of PTA. She was a member of the West Side Church of God Seventh Day, where she was an active member and played the piano. Cherishing her memory is her daughter Ruth Ann Hydrich and her husband Kent of Oklahoma City, sister-in-law Vicki Nichols of Oklahoma City, 5 grandchildren, Kyle Hydrich and his wife Angelica of Lorton, Virginia, Adam Hydrich and his wife Casey of Yukon, Oklahoma, Jeremy Nichols of Oak City, Oklahoma, Matthew Nichols and his wife Samantha of Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, Bethany Nichols of Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, 5 great-grandchildren, Cooper Hydrich and Peter Hydrich, both of Lorton, Virginia, Callan Hydrich and Camden Hydrich, both of Yukon, Oklahoma, and Lyra Nichols of Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, and numerous other relatives and friends. Priscilla is preceded in death by her husband, Don Carter Nichols, 2 sons, Don Ray Nichols and John Lawrence Nichols, 1 granddaughter, Sandra Hydrich, 1 great-grandson, Simon Hydrich, her parents, Forrest and Elsie Mae Stutzman. Memorials can be made to the charity of your choice in care of Martin Duggar Funeral Home and P.O. Box 707, Oak City, Oklahoma. We invite you to leave a message of condolence back in the book in the area behind us. And we would like to ask everyone who wasn't able to attend this service that Martin Duggar will have this service recorded on their website that you can view it at a later date. Thank you.
My name is Kyle. I was the first grandson of my grandma, and I have nothing but fond memories. The best of those memories focus around the kitchen and the dining room table. And I remember my grandma, she always had a song in her. She was always humming while she would be rolling out her biscuits. And as a kid, I mean, we talked about it on the way up here, it always felt like an adventure coming out to Elk City. You know, coming and playing at Grandma and Grandpa's house, playing in their creek, and song's playing, and it reminds me of Grandma always playing the piano at church. She was the best grandma that I could have ever had school. Just always. And that's what I remember.
I'm Adam Heidrich, second grandson, Priscilla. Just to reiterate what he said, we're going to love her and miss her, but we know she's with the Lord, so we can rejoice in that. I just had one memory that really stood out to me, and this pretty much embodied the lady she was. We took a trip in 1988 to Disneyland, and just after we finished breakfast, we were going around the park a little bit. I was left in the middle of the square, and I was kind of busy looking at the ground, and they walked away from our group. But she never kept her eye off me. She watched me, and when I put my head up and I was looking around for the group, I started crying. She came and picked me up because she knew that, she just kept her eye on me. That was the kind of lady she was. She was always caring for everybody and looking out for everybody, and we're going to miss her sorely. One other thing I had, I just wanted to say a little bit of scripture. This is from John 14. It says, "Do not let your hearts be troubled. You have faith in God. Have faith also in me." This is Jesus. "In my Father's house there are many dwelling places. If it were not, would I have told you that I'm going to prepare a place for you? And if I go and prepare a place for you, I will come back again and take you myself, so though where I am, you may be also. Where I am going, you know the way." Thomas said to him, "Master, we do not know the way or where you're going. How can we know the way?" Jesus said, "I am the way, the truth, and the life. No one comes to me, to the Father, except through me."
Thank you all for being here. Most of y'all know me. I'm Matthew Nichols, one of the grandsons. I've been a little unprepared. I've been struggling this week to figure out what to say for Grandma. In the past funerals, I've had things written down, but I have not been able to figure out what to say about Grandma. So I have nothing written down, so bear with me. We live really close to Grandma. Grandma and Grandpa were very blessed. They were just a short walk away. So, consequently, we spent a lot of time over at Grandma and Grandpa's house. Almost every day, it would seem. As mentioned, Grandma was a great cook. Her biscuits and chocolate gravy could not be beat, nor was her jam in her meat. I could always tell when Grandma had been working and sewing clothes because Grandpa would be wearing the finest clothes. So this is my blue ribbon shirt. I think I got my love for cooking, enjoying Grandma's food. One of the best memories I've had is after moving to Oklahoma City, Grandma and Grandpa came up early for church, and the next morning I made biscuits for her, and she said those were really good, which is high praise, because I don't think I could make a biscuit that would match practice with grandma. So some of my best memories are just sitting there in the living room practicing with grandma. Of course, the big round kitchen table where everybody played games. Grandma was always willing to play games. Me and my sister would go over and we would play games with grandma. When the family got together, we were always playing games at that kitchen table.
And it didn't matter how busy she was.
Yeah.
She always would stop and play games with us. Always. That's one of my favorite memories.
I don't know that I have much more that I can say. So what I really wanted to do was share a memory that I've had with her, and I wanted to sing a song. And if you all want to sing with me, y'all can. I only have one book. So if you know the words, help me out. But I do want to sing "It Is Well With My Soul." And the mic might have to go down just a little bit, because I don't want to blast everybody out with my glorious voice. When peace like a river attendeth my way, when sorrows like sea billows roll, whatever my lot, thou hast taught me to say, it is well with my soul. It is well with my soul. Hey, I'm Jeremy. I think I know most everybody here. That's kind of big. It's hard to follow. I was thinking, how do you encapsulate a life that's so lives to the full in just a few short words? I don't know that it can be done other than making a father did. I think maybe one thing that, if Grandma would hear, the main takeaway for me is her example in the way that she lived and the Christ-like life that she led, full of compassion. And she cared for everybody that she met. I really don't know what to say beyond that. But I can be thankful that I had her in my life, and that she did set a good example for us kids, and I think she followed Christ to the best of her ability, and that I think that's what she would want for everybody, to know the Lord and to have a relationship with Jesus and to follow after Him and pattern your life after Him. I thank everybody for coming, and I'll see the podium to whoever wants to be next.
We're stuck there.
There's only two big steps.
I'm Vicki Nichols. I was married to Don and Priscilla's first son, Don Ray Nichols, who passed away 9 years ago. I don't have anything. I've struggled with words and thoughts. How do you pay tribute to such an incredible human being that we've all been blessed to have in our lives? I couldn't have prayed for a better mother-in-law and father-in-law that were here to our mom. I came to the family in 1986, and Mom, I can't call her Priscilla. It took me a while to call her Mom. It's just a newness of she's not my mom. But then there was a point where she just became Mom. I couldn't call her anything else but Mom. She was my mother, my second mom. Mom always made me feel, from even before I was married to her son, as part of the family. That's the kind of woman she was. She embraced me like her own daughter and made me feel comfortable and loved. When I got to know how proficient my mom was at cooking and sewing and all these things that every woman would aspire to be, I thought, well, there's no way I'm going to live up to Priscilla. There's just no way. And Dawn's going to be really disappointed in me because I can't cook like her, I can't sew like her. But she never made me feel inferior that I couldn't do all those things. She didn't flunk that. In fact, she used that to serve her family and friends. And like it's been said before, Mom had a contagious smile and a laugh. She was always happy. She was always aware of everyone in the room. She could see a need, and she was very intuitive, I think, of what was going on. She always had a birthday card. She never forgot anybody's birthday, whether you were family or not. Even at church, she was passing out birthday cards, always with a smile. She was a when it came to playing games, she was a competitor. She was, you know, she was sweet, but she was cutthroat. So if you're her partner and you mess up, you don't know about it. She's gonna tell you, why did you do that? You know? So sometimes you wouldn't want to be mom's partner because you know you gotta be on the game. You
So
know?
is that we're done job here?
Yeah, I guess, I don't know. But mom had a great sense of humor, and she loved the Lord. She had the sweetest prayers whenever she prayed. I can't say enough about her. I don't know if we can. We're gonna miss her, and I praise the Lord that I had her in my life, and that my kids had a wonderful grandmother, you know, and have the fond memories that they have of her. I don't know what else to say. I'm thankful for Priscilla Nichols' life and what she means to all of us.
Most of you know me as Ruth, but a lot of my old friends call me Ruth Ann. That's what I went by as my family. And my mom was the best. I mean, my last conversation with my mom at the nursing home was, I love you. You'll be with Dad. And you were the best mom ever. And I will miss you terribly. And that was just 2 days before she passed. Mom came to live with me after my dad passed away 4 years ago. And as many of you know, she had had a stroke and needed someone to be there with her all the time. And so she came to live with me for a little over a year. And then dementia started popping in, and she ended up having to go to a memory care center where they had the facilities and the wherewithal to take care of people like her. She had her good days, she had her bad days, but I'll never forget the day that she did not go with us. But that was just fleeting. Once they kind of got her medicines under control, she was kind of back to herself. But I thought, man, I don't know if I can go through with Mom not knowing who I am, you know? To talk about happy times. My mom and I were really close when I was growing up. She used to sew almost every day. She made curtains for a home. She made jackets for my brothers when they were young. She made my dad and all the boys shirts. She even got into where she was making their jeans for a while. But then that got to be cumbersome, so she started buying them. But, you know, I was one of the lucky girls in school. I never had a look-alike in my school because my mom made all my own clothes and they were perfection. You know, she would see something in the store, I'd say, oh, that's kind of cute, and she'd go home and make that pattern and make it for me. You know, I never had, we didn't have a lot of material things growing up, but we always had love, and there was always a bountiful food on the table. My dad, you know, he wanted food. My mom made food every day. And, you know, bless her soul, my dad would come home sometimes, they hadn't gone down to the market, the, what do you call it, public market. And once the farmers were down there in the summertime, all the fresh produce, before they started having a huge garden of their own, he would bring home loads and loads of vegetables and fruits. And, you know, here she had worked all day long. So after dinner, she would have to either put them up in canning or freeze them. So she would be up till 10, 11 o'clock at night, making sure that nothing went bad. And, you know, we would go shopping at the mall, and, you know, we would just walk the mall. We'd do a lot of window shopping. You know, we might go there for one specific thing, but we'd go through and look at everything. And I can remember we would come out to Elk City when I was a child, because my grandparents lived here. And we would go downtown, and that's back when downtown was booming. We had C.R. Anthony's, we had Ben Franklin's, we had everything downtown. And you did it all. You walked the streets, both sides of the main street. And we always stopped at Joan Paul Jones and got an ice cream. That was one of the best highlights of the weekend, you know, it's going to get ice cream. And, but Mom, like you said, always wanted to play games, but she looked forward to all of us being out there together at the house, because Dad was not much of a game player. He would play a little bit, but she knew when all the kids came out, she had game partners to play with. And like Vicki said, if you want to be a partner, you better be on your game, because the woman loved to play. But, you know, I'm going to miss my mom terribly. It's already a hole in my heart where she was. But I know she's in a better place and she's not suffering anymore. So, thank you.
Hi, my name's Keith Burleson. Oh, yeah. You bet. I'm kind of scared of the stairs, though.
I hear you. I didn't know that was all there until I got the first one.
Hi, my name's Keith Burleson, and our families were kind of mirror families growing up in the church. John and I were about the same age. My sister Jana and Ruth were about the same age, and my brother Mike and Don Ray were about the same age. So we spent a lot of family time together. But the main reason I came up here, because I think about this often, and Matthew, I think you kind of mentioned this a while ago, and it kind of probably didn't register with everybody, but there is a magic word in there that you said: chocolate biscuits.
Yeah.
You have not lived if you have not had Priscilla's biscuits with chocolate gravy. I remember growing up and staying over and, you know, spending the night with John, and she would make that in the morning. It was the most fantastic breakfast you have ever eaten. So I just want to tell you that that memory will never, ever die. And I talk about it often. When we make biscuits, like, oh man, I wish I had some chocolate gravy. And if you don't have a good recipe for it, I would love that. So, anyway, I just wanted to do that. And again, Ruth, everybody, we're very sorry for your loss. And your mom and dad meant the world to us too.
Your own dad did to us as well.
Yeah, who would have thought we'd have lost them all now? Anyone else?
I'd like to ditto everybody's comments about what a precious lady she was. We moved up here 16 years ago, came in the wintertime, and who met us first at the door of the church the following Sabbath? Priscilla, with a smile a mile wide. She was precious. She was always there when you needed something. She always helped, very helpful. And I think it was probably about the middle of September, at least that far ahead of time, she knew that our family was all the way out there on the West Coast or in that area. You've got to be sure to come here for Thanksgiving. Okay, we had no problem with that, and what a fantastic day that first Thanksgiving away from family was. It was just terrific, and all made possible because of a precious little hostess named Priscilla Nichols. She was a lovely lady. She would give you the shirt off her back. She loved everybody she met, and she made sure, without knowing it, that they knew she loved them. There was no question asked. She was a great lady, and she will be missed. I can remember the first time Ed and I ever visited her in the nursing home. She was cute. She was sitting there in her wheelchair. And we walked in and said something about where was Priscilla Nichols, and the attendant pointed her out and went, "My pastor and his wife." The whole room heard who we were. She was a terrific little lady, and she was very, very loved by everybody that knew her. And she will be missed.
I just got a small item that I thought about Priscilla. And we had so much fun with her and her making of, I'm losing memory, the cornbread. Oh boy. You wanted to go over there for a meal, be sure the cornbread is going to be there. But a lot of times, Donna and Priscilla would take us out to take as many as possible who could go with us. And they always went to a place where there was pizza. But one thing that's very specific to your mother, playing the piano, there's two types of playing. One, you play and everybody figures out how to follow you. The other one is you try to listen to everybody singing and you try to follow them. Well, it gets worse when you have a piano and an organ. And the one church there on Pennsylvania Avenue that we were renting had both. And Priscilla learned. Maybe it's natural for her, I don't know. But when it came time to who was going to be playing and what part they'd be playing, Priscilla and Pearl got together and they said, well, you play the organ and you play the piano. And it worked perfectly. There was nobody out there keeping time. They just knew how to follow each other and the speed of the song and counting the measures of the music. And to make it work, you have to count. Otherwise, you're off on yours and the other person's off on theirs. And you never wait until need it. I thought that was really nice of her to be able to put together. Pearl had played in her home church, and she played in our church in Canada, and so Priscilla had been playing all these years as well. So now you put the two together, and it was just perfect, good harmony. It was great working together with her.